Hi family, welcome to Miss Nyandira studio. My name is Alice and today I'm gonna show you how to make butter cookies. Easiest recipe I know how. So first of all, I'm going to prepare my baking pan. I'm going to dust it with flour and butter. This prevents the cookies from burning and it also acts as a glue to the parchment paper. So I'll make sure that my butter and my flour are evenly distributed across the pan. And then I'm going to add in my parchment paper. As you can see, the parchment paper is measured correctly with the baking tray. So using my hands, I'm gonna try to spread the parchment paper across the pan and also try to lay the edges, to place the edges well. And once I'm satisfied with how the parchment paper looks and has set on the pan, I'm going to set the pan aside. So there you have it. So we're going to set the pan aside and start off with the ingredients for the butter cookies. So we have plain flour, we have milk, we have sugar, we have butter, we have 2 eggs, we have vanilla, we have sprinkles, we have a pinch of salt, and we have 1 tablespoon of baking powder. So I'm going to add in butter and sugar. So for the measurement of the ingredients, you can check right down the description below. Then I'm going to add in the sugar. Then using my hand mixer, I'm gonna cream the sugar and the butter together until they fully incorporate. So creaming method is actually where you cream in the sugar and the butter. And note that here you have to take quite some time so that the mixture can turn into pale white. So once it turns into pale white and you can no longer feel the sugar particles, then you know that it's done. Cream. Then using my spatula, I'm gonna scrape the sides of the bowl. So I'm scraping because when you're using a hand mixer, the mixture tends to spread all across the bowl. So I'm trying to narrow everything down, and again take the hand mixer and keep on mixing and mixing and mixing. So we're gonna keep mixing. Remember, I had told you that this process is slow, so you have to do it slowly. No hurry, just keep on mixing and mixing and mixing. Mix. Then again, I'm gonna take my spatula and scrape down and make sure know that this step is very essential. You have to make sure that you scrape down the bowl. Make sure everything is back in the center so that you can continue with the mixing. Mix. So this is what we call creaming method, where you have to first mix in the butter and the sugar and then let it all turn to pale white. Then that can tell you that it's a good sign that everything is set for the next stage and the next step of the baking process. Scrape again the bowl, scrape, and you want to make sure that your bowl is super clean and everything is super clean so that you cannot add any unwanted particles in the cake or the butter mixture. Mix. So after mixing it for quite some time, you'll notice that the mixture is turning into pale white. So at this stage, you can see that the butter mixture is ready for the next step. And the next step is to add in the eggs. Add in the eggs once at a time. 1 egg at a time. 1 egg, mix. Another egg, mix. So why 1 egg at a time? This enables everything to be fully incorporated. Add 1 egg, mix. Add the other egg, mix. So I'm gonna mix until I feel like the first egg is fully incorporated. Then I add the other egg. This point you're gonna mix yet again. Yes, we're gonna mix in the second egg. Remember, when you're baking, you have to be patient. So at this point, I feel like it's time I add in the vanilla essence. So the essence, not necessarily vanilla, you can add be it lemon essence, strawberry essence, any essence you feel like for the flavor. But the essence actually helps to kill the egg smell. You know, most of us don't love the smell of eggs when you're eating baked products. So the vanilla helps to add in the flavor and add in the taste to the cookies. So after adding in the vanilla, I'm gonna continue mixing until everything is fully set. And then at this point, I'm gonna use my spatula to fold in the butter sugar mixture with the eggs. And then it's time now to add in the flour. So in the flour, I'm gonna add baking powder, the pinch of salt, and then using the fold in method, I'm going to add a little bit of flour and a little bit of milk. First, I'm going to incorporate. So I'm using the fold in method. Fold in method is where you take flour, fold in flour, then add a little bit of milk or water. But in this case, you're using milk. So you add in a little bit of flour, then you add in a little bit of milk. So keep on folding in the flour, folding in the little bit of milk, folding slowly by slowly. We're gonna fold in until you're done with all the flour and all the milk. So that is the last batch of flour. We're gonna fold in. Then add in the last bit of milk slowly by slowly. So at this step, you have to make sure that the flour is fully mixed in with the butter sugar mixture. Then once everything is set, we're now ready for the next step of the baking process. Now here I'm going to add a little bit of cornstarch or corn flour. So corn flour helps in preventing sticking of the dough. So as you can see, I have my pastry mat with me. So I've spread a little bit of corn flour. Then I'm going to add the dough because the dough tends to be a little bit sticky. I don't really want it to stick to the mat. So I had to put in a little bit. And then I have to make sure the cookies. I used 92 grams per cookie. It's optional. You can use any grams you feel like. But I feel like measuring the same sizes of the cookies is much better so that they can look more or less the same in terms of size and in terms of weight. Then I'm going to measure each and every cookie with the same 92 grams, removing off the excess, making it so accurate. Then measure my last dough of cookie. And that's it. So next we are going to add in the sprinkles. So taking your dough of cookie, putting inside the sprinkles and spread the sprinkles evenly on the surface of the cookie. Do this to each and every cookie you got. Patience is the key to very good pastry products. So you have to do this patiently. No hurry. Be sure. And in the meantime, I was preheating my oven for 12 minutes. Roll in the dough and make sure that they're more or less the same. The shape also matters. And then as you can see, I spread the cookies at least 2 centimeters. So this helps the cookies to rise and to also do its thing, because you find there's some cookies that might spread. So giving it a little bit of space is going to help them to rise and also make them to spread freely. And now there we have it, everything is all set. So I'm going to add in a little bit of more sprinkles to the places that I feel like they are so far spread. And there you have them, ready to go and bake for 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes in a preheated oven. And look at those nice baked cookies. They are golden on top, well cooked on the inside. And you can serve it with milk, coffee, hot chocolate. So guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that when every time I upload a video, you get a link. Bye.